Isha and this is
Stacey.
And today we're going to talk about
Mom rage.
all that frustration, all that anger, all that unfulfillment. What causes it?
It builds up. It builds up.
Okay. Have you ever experienced mom rage? Because I'm about to pour it out here today.
Yeah, pour it all out.
Pour it out.
I think I did go through a little bit because in the beginning I didn't know what it was. I probably didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's like a ticking bomb, like it builds up over time. Like little things just, make me like snap suddenly, like maybe I forgot to do something or maybe I didn't have my morning coffee and whatnot. It just breaks me sometimes.
Says that's addiction. That's not it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes we just need a coffee, okay?
Yes.
I try to control, but some days I just need it, especially in my early mom days when my baby was just a few months old, where I had to juggle breastfeeding and not knowing if I'm doing it right.
Yeah, of course.
And all the little things like missing, like, being late for my appointments or because, my breastfeeding schedule didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
And all this just frustrates me and it builds up. And sometimes like, my baby is innocent. I know he's just a baby. Sometimes I just snap like, why are you crying? Like, I fed you, I did this, I changed your diaper.
What do you want?
Yeah, are you sick? So I think these are all the little mom rage that I went through.
Yeah.
Which part of it I really wish I didn't, but I can't control it. We're all humans, right?
Yeah, of course. I think mom rage is pretty common, and I think this is an issue addressing it and acknowledging it because, of course, as parents, we gotta be patient. We gotta be calm. We are nurturing little children, little babies that from zero to hero, kind of people say.
And they can't talk.
They can't explain to you. But honestly, I think there's a deeper issue to this mom rage, or at least I think there was a deeper issue for me. Because like when I went through mom rage, for me, it was a carry forward from like an unfulfilled pregnancy. Like I had a plan for the kind of pregnancy I wanted. I wanted it to be like comfortable. I wanted to be pampered, relaxed. I wanted to shop, all those kind of stuff. And then when it didn't happen, that was like round one. And then you have round two where postpartum, and sometimes, early in the marriage, especially like, that I got my baby early on.
Yeah.
Communication wasn't there. That caused rage. But that kind of burned the coal, like, and then that was number two. And then after that, hormonal changes were insane. Like, I think, generally, I'm a super chill person. I don't know.
For no vouch for that.
So, like, did you feel any part of your hormones actually contributed to, like, mom rage?
I think it did. They say when, you have pregnancy hormones.
Mom rage.
Yeah, before you're a mom and then you have the PMS. Like, for period, menstruation time.
Of course.
And I think that mom rage is there, whether you're a super patient person, which I think I'm quite patient.
You seem like it. I mean,
I still have it. So I can't imagine those who categorize themselves as like hot-tempered person or like they get easily triggered.
Of course.
Like how do they go through mom rage? I'm sure everyone goes through at least once.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like it's hard for me to snap out of it sometimes because I feel guilty after that. And I keep telling myself like, don't go through this. Like communicate. Communication is the key.
Yes.
Like whether it's with your spouse or family that helps you with the house chores or the babies, communication helps me.
Of course, yeah. I think, like, the thing is sometimes rage is, of course, the issue on its own. And then there's, like, the follow-through, right? Where there's certain kind of rage is a lot more dangerous than just snapping at your kids. Like, why aren't you doing that? Drink your water, which is what I sound like every day at home, like, by the way.
I can imagine.
Especially in this season. Drink your water, drink your water, drink your water.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying that, but he's only one, so I feel bad.
Not yet. That one, not yet. But, like, I feel like for some, probably, there's a bigger issue at hand that needs to be handled, So probably it's like someone they need to talk to, or someone they should explain their feelings, their big feelings to. Because I know we speak about big feelings for children a lot, but we don't speak about big feelings for adults. Because adults have big feelings too, right?
Yes, like, we definitely do. But we probably just put it aside while caring for kids.
And their own big feelings.
Correct. Because
big feelings and big feelings.
Yeah.
How's that going to work out,
Unless, you're open to meet a therapist and all that.
Yeah.
But then again, that's personal preference.
That's something else. I think because, like, again, we live in a society where when you say that your rage or your sense of fulfillment isn't there because or is contributed by the fact that you're a parent,
yes,
it comes off as not grateful ke. There are other people there who cannot get babies. Kena bersyukur sikit, as Muslims, that's what we say. Kena bersyukur sikit and stuff like that. So I think that's why they don't go to anyone, or we don't speak to anyone, because if we do, then macam malu, embarrassed,
Yeah.
you know. Like honestly, after every rage episode, I don't think I have rage episodes as much anymore. I think after 2 kids, you just like, I can't do this.
Shut down.
You're just like, I can't do this with you guys, you know. But after every episode of like outbursts that I have with my kids, I do feel a little bit like that wasn't appropriate.
Yeah.
That wasn't right. They are learning. Any misconduct that they did or any mistakes that they did, honestly, most of the time it comes from us because they spend most of the time with us, kan?
Correct.
So it's probably something they learned from us and they adapted it to their own way of whatever it is they're doing, and it kind of puts me in place. But there's that guilt, and then after that, when I go and I sit with my son and I want to speak about it, I have a bit of like sense of embarrassment.
You say sorry to your kids.
I say sorry to my kids every single day because I know that I am not the perfect parent. I know that I'm very far from being the perfect parent. Sometimes I'm lost in my own world where I'm very, very tired. Sometimes
I think that's just human.
That's just human.
Yeah.
You know.
There's no. How do you categorize perfect mom? You know, I think everyone is perfect in their own way.
Everyone is perfect for their child,
correct.
and for themselves in what capacity they can.
Yeah. What expectations
as a
you
mother.
set for yourself as well.
Like, do you say sorry to your?
Yes, I do. I mean, I told myself that I have to start this habit because not every culture or religion or race that, I mean, you know, everyone has different beliefs and the way you're brought up.
Of course.
Yeah. So I think it's important for me to set it this way because if I don't apologize to my kid, if it's my fault and just, you know, brush it off because I was raised.
I'm the parent.
Yeah, I'm the parent, you know, I don't have to say sorry, you know. I want it to be that way that when he grows up, he knows if it's his mistake, he should apologize, and not just because he's a man, you know.
Yeah. It doesn't mean like, I don't think we're putting, I think there's a difference between like what we are trying to do as parents of this generation and the parents of like the previous generation. Not saying that they did it wrong entirely. Of course, we all came out great. I mean, they did it their own way. But the difference is that I think we do not see apologizing as a way of putting ourselves down.
Correct.
I think we just see it as kind of like admitting to our mistakes and just being, just trying to teach our children that mistakes can happen.
Yes, we
It's
learn from
normal and we learn from it.
Yes.
Like, of like rage, right?
Yep.
I don't think there's ever been a point that I got angry at my son or my boys because I was angry at that particular thing.
That thing that
That
happened.
thing
on
that
day,
happened.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever that.
Yeah, you
I
probably
think
forgot about the thing already.
No, it's ever that. It's like, macam, okay, they spilled something like,
Yes.
you know, on the floor, and I get so angry. I'm like, I told you to be careful, and I told you that if you don't, you cannot conduct yourself on the sofa, sit on the table. But I don't think I was ever angry about that.
Yeah.
I think I was angry about whatever things that did not pan out before that.
Yes. They build up.
It is never, I think honestly, as mothers, we know that our kids are learning. We know that they are managing their movements. It's just that when you are not fulfilled in other areas, you tend to project
Yes.
as a mom. Like, have you ever experienced a particular situation where you realize, aku ni tak marah dekat kadang aku sebenarnya, I'm not angry at my kid. Have you?
Yeah, I think I did a couple of. I don't remember exactly like the specific moment, but I do know. I remember that there's this one or twice. Like, I mean, he's just a baby or toddler, you know. So it's like I expect him to not eat whatever I put on the table. You know, like some days there's pasta, some days there's his favorite fruit, and suddenly like that one particular day, I remember I'm like so frustrated. I burst like, I make so much effort cooking, you know, I prep your fruits in cute ways and all, and he just takes everything and throw the floor. No, throw the floor. I just went into a rage. I just snapped. I'm like, why do you make so much effort? You don't want to eat? Then he just looked at me with that eyes. Then I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have stayed that. You know what I mean? Like, I felt that rage, like, just got into me, like, oh, you
That
know.
was a very quick turnaround time though.
I was like going on and on for a while. Like, why did you try?
It wasn't just one sentence. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't just one sentence.
Makes me feel better about my rage. No.
Yeah, it wasn't just one sentence. It was going on for a while. I tried to hand feed. He doesn't want it. You know, throw on the floor. Then I'm like, the mess. You know, I hate the cleaning up part, but I know it's a process. And I wanted to start since when he was, you know, 6 months, like to let him just discover and all
Baby
that.
led weaning.
Yeah, baby like winning. So it wasn't a thing like back in my time. So I feel that it's good for me to experience it as a mom.
Yeah.
To see my baby learn it in a different way than I was, like, you know, hand fed. So I was like, my husband can't stand the best, but I'm trying my best. But I think I can. It's just the cleaning after. Do you feel me?
Yeah, bro, I'm still feeling it until today. My son is 2.5. I'm
Right.
They're still at it.
That point of time, I felt that rage, just like I became a different person, you know. So I was like, this is going to happen like throughout the years. So I just have to like snap out of it and tell myself like, this is going to happen. I just have to chill. I just have to calm down. He's not going to eat every food that I put on the table.
Likelihood he's not going to eat like 90% of it.
Exactly.
And he's going to go find other things in the kitchen, rummage through snacks and stuff like that.
Right.
And I think that's just children, I think they're meant to push our boundaries. Like, one of the smartest things that honestly I've ever heard and like have really put me into perspective is that, like how, okay, and there's this rushing parent syndrome, okay, where you can we don't realize we're doing it, right? But it happens a lot in, say, in the previous generation, where we move from one thing to another as a family. In morning we go here, after Zohar prayers we go here, after this one we go here.
Yep.
So like there's this thing called rushing parent syndrome, when we rush our children, and there's this thing that put things into perspective. What if the presence of our children is meant to tell us to slow down? They will take 5 minutes to put on their shoes. That's just what children do, and the point is we're just supposed to sit there, experience it in however many movements they make to put their shoes on in that 5 minutes. Just sit there and experience it.
Yeah.
And while it seems really silly, it has really like honestly centered me a lot in terms of like how I see things, and I don't rush my kids, because I feel like when we rush our kids a lot, and I'm only saying this because my first son is now 6 years old, and of course there has been like trials and error in how I raised him, and I realized there were things I have done that has made him into a certain way today that I'm trying to undo. Example like macam this rushing thing lah, probably like when he was younger, come, let's hurry. Or there's toy shop, hurry lah. I think so many times I want to see someone, is it? And stuff like that. While I still find myself doing that if we go to the same toy store 6 days in a week, I say that like, I mean, it's common sense. Yeah. But I try to limit it, and I realize the more I do it, the more calm I am, the calmer they are.
Like being in the moment.
Yes, children are there basically just kind of slow us down. I'm not saying this applies every time. Like if you're rushing in the morning to go office, you can't help it to say,
I think this
doesn't take your time.
This doesn't apply to working moms, like work 9 to 5. Course. They'll be like commenting to us like, this doesn't work.
Tak faham. I know, I faham you.
We get you.
Mak. Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying that whenever we can,
on weekends, public holidays, seize the moment.
Seize the moment. Seize the moment. And live in the moment. And I think that helps a lot with like controlling my mom rage, because I think if I were to classify myself as a person, I think I'm quite temperamental.
Hard to control sometimes.
And
you have many things on your plate.
Aku ni cepat mengamuk tau. No, but I try to control that by slowing down. Like how, like your husband, does he have any like daddy rage?
I think only, I realized this, like he is my husband loves kids. Like she always wanted to be a dad. So when we had our baby, I can tell that he's very hands-on. Like I'm blessed that he does and learn everything with me, because we are both first time, right? But yeah, I have seen him, like for me, mom rage, like dad rage. Of course, we are only humans, right? He did when he doesn't have enough sleep, because like work takes a toll, and
man and sleep,
yeah,
I feel that's a common
all dads
denominator.
feel the same way, right? So yeah, when there's lack of sleep, and then us not communicating, and then babies crying all the time, and then everything just like builds up. It's the same for us mom. I think it's the same for dad. So I have seen dad rage, and he's like keep repeating, like Evan, he's calling my son's name, like why, what do you want? Then I'm like from the corner, like, it's just a baby, he can't answer you. So that's when I know like he needs a break.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when we started, we communicate and tell each other more, like if you need time out, I'll handle, and then you just like relax, get a nap or something, or coffee or something. So that works like for us.
That's being able to read the room, and I think that's quite
you have to read the room, because
I don't know if it applies for the dads though. Can they read the room when we are going through a rage? Because I feel like, honestly, like I feel sometimes you just kind of have to tell them, I am going through a rage phase.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe different husbands.
Yeah, different.
But I think they're all eventually trying their best as parents, because like husbands, wives and stuff like that. Because like even when my husband goes through a phase where he gets very like tense, very angsty, and then I take him back, and I say, and I don't we try to not make it a point to criticize each other in front of the children as best as we can. Sometimes being the people that we are, just like, you lah ni, you don't do that to but we try our very best to not criticize each other in front of the children, because I realize
they pick up everything, right?
They pick up everything, and between husband and wife, you kind of hold that feeling that one of you has embarrassed the other, who is meant to be an authority figure of some sort lah, you know, in the family, and that makes them feel embarrassed, and that kind of carries forward in whatever in the future. So that's what we try not to. And I kind of pull my husband back. I say, hey, there's something going on, you know. I think he's just having a hard day. He got rejected. Like with my husband, he goes to the office sometimes. So like for yesterday, for instance, you know, my 6-year-old doesn't pull a tantrum anymore. Rarely.
Oh, that's nice.
He really, you know, he has grown out of that phase. He has learned to like communicate his feelings and stuff like that. But yesterday, so before we go to bed, my kids read the Iqra, the Quran equivalent for like the beginners. So my husband said, okay, today Rizky will read first and then Leith will read second. But then my 2-year-old decided that he didn't want to. He didn't want to read the Iqra first. And then, so my husband said, okay, then Leith, you start first. And the kids love to read the Iqra. You know, they treat it like as if it's a fun activity, which is great.
Because guys do it together.
We do it together. It's a family activity. And then he said, I don't want. Leith said, I don't want. And then Papa said, why? Just read. Last time read and then finish and you can go and rest after that. No, I don't want. And then after 3, I don't want. She ran off stomping. I don't want you guys anymore. It was the big feelings. I don't want you guys anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't want you. And you always do this to me. He started saying that. And then I took a step back and like, what's going on? This doesn't happen as much. And then I realized that an hour before that, when we were prepping for bedtime, he wanted to show his father something that he had created in the daytime. But at the same time, my second son was putting a fast. And so my husband went to tend to him. And while he picked that thing up to show, my husband walked away to tend to the little one. So he was stuck there like, he was just like lost. He was lost because he wanted to show. He was very proud of it. You know, he's at age where they want that father's attention more than the mother.
And the acknowledgement.
It's a boy thing, you know. I think he got really upset. And then when we said, oh, it's time to go up, he was like, tarik muka. And then I went to him and said, what's up? I said, what's wrong? And he said, oh no, I just wanted to show Papa this. I was really proud of it. I think it's really cool. And then he said, I'm a bit upset. And I said, it's okay. I said, Papa can see it later. For now, it's a secret between us. It's a cool thing we're holding on between you and Mummy, okay?
That's so cute.
Okay. And then he went up. And then I realized that the blowout for having to read the Iqra first was a follow-through.
Yeah. So he brought it.
And I think that's the same for parents.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I honestly think like we understand kids, but I think we need to understand ourselves too. Like what do you do when you go through like rage phases?
When I go through rage phases, I tend to do things for myself, to think what makes me happy, what makes me again, to snap out of it. So for example, if let's say I'm having a bad day and then, you know, back then when I was still taking care full time for my baby, I would just have to have that time out, whether it's maybe during his nap time, I'll just do something simple like, you know, like drink a nice drink at home or even just watch like a half an hour Netflix or, you know, just do something fun. If I can go out, I'll just bring my baby out, just go to a nearby mall, you know, just dress up.
Just take a break.
Take a break and just feel like myself again. Just go.
Because sometimes when you wear too many like old t-shirts and old pants every single day, you can only feel like
just get depressed.
Feel like a plastic bag, you know. That's how I
mean, it's nice in the beginning, it's comfortable.
It's like your home body and you're like contained in a space.
Just lounging. And then when you start to like dress up again, then part of it, I think part of the things that contributed to the rage, I think is also because like me opening up the closet and looking at the clothes like, when was the last time? It's either when some don't fit or like when was the last time I wore this, or like if I wear this, will people judge me? Like now I'm a mom, or like, you know, this is not in season anymore. Like what? You know, you just had that moment of loss, and then you just like, I just close and just wear a t-shirt again, just lie down with like a sloth.
Yeah, and I think that's a like easy way out. But I think honestly, like I feel it's like a phase that we have to kind of accept. You know, it's something that we spoke about previously in our episode, identity, right?
Yes.
So it takes time to kind of go into our body, our mom phase, and the mom version of ourselves.
Yeah.
And when we don't accept it, everything else follows through. Rage. Kenapa? You know, why are you not doing this? You know, when I was your age, it has started. I have started when I was your age. I came home and I did my homework without anyone asking me. When I say things like that, I sit back and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Then the thing we felt that we would not encounter as parents has come.
Yeah, so those are the things that I keep telling myself also. Like what, like earlier we spoke about what kind of mom do you want to be. I keep telling myself like whenever it's like a long day or, you know, sometimes the weather is just so hot, you get irritated, frustrated easily. And then I have to go pick my kid and then, you know, prepare meals. And then when he doesn't eat it, or like, you know, when the day is so late already, he's not sleeping. All these little things I have to keep reminding myself. You have to be a patient mom. You have to be a patient mom. You shall not rage. You know, all this kind of thing. Just for
I think that's very, very important. But of course, like patient does not equate to like being a pushover mom. And I think that's what people misunderstand. They think you need to scold, kena marah sikit, kena strict sikit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think there's a very like fine line between
Gentle parenting.
What's do you gentle parent? Are you a gentle parent?
I think
Does it make you rage a lot more when you're a gentle parent?
now, yes.
Really?
Because I think that it has to be a balance. Like some of my mom friends, like they say that they did gentle parenting full on, but then the kid reached like 4 or 5 years old, they're like, I can't do this anymore. You know, they start to have rage. So I say that it's okay to rage, but if you want to do gentle parenting, you have to speak it out loud. Your kids need to understand. But if your kid doesn't understand what you're trying to do or say or teach, you know, every kids are different. Some kids, they just block it out.
Betul.
So if your kid is the kind that understand what you're saying, since day one you've been, you know, educating your kid that way, then fine, you know. But we can't judge lah, you know. Some people try the very day and it doesn't work.
I think
And some kids just full on rage.
Of course.
You know, and the one you see more like, come back here.
Oh, yeah. Itu honestly, like, I think they are still trying their best.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do in that position. But gentle parenting, like, I feel if you don't do it right, it leads to a greater sense of rage. Because I feel you in your body, I'm already being very calm. I'm not yelling, I'm not shouting, I'm teaching them with kindness and stuff. But if you don't do gentle parenting, like, which gentle parenting is actually not it's not about being a pushover parent. It is actually becoming you are stern, you have your principles. It's just that you sit and you explain it to them.
Yeah, you have to reason it.
You reason it out, and you also reason out based on their age group.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
like
apply for 0 to 10.
Yes, it's not like a 10-year-old understanding you apply to a 2-year-old understanding. And I think that's what like gentle parenting is for me. And when I apply it right to my kids, it works.
Yeah.
It works, and I feel closer to them. I feel less like I'm instructing them one by one to do
Yeah, the
things.
gap becomes closer because they understand you and you understand what they want. Especially like yours, they can already talk well,
Yes.
right? So you kind of have that bond there.
Yeah,
Gentle.
definitely. Like this mom rage, I mean, I feel for any mother who go through it because I know how bad it must feel after they come back to that realization. It's the worst.
I think
Absolute worst feeling.
The worst is if they just contain it and not let it out.
Yeah.
Like if they have no one to talk to or nothing that they can do to release the stress and the rage or things that even make them happy. I think that is the worst. Like you have to find something that makes you happy.
Yes, and you
even
have to
for
find
that while core.
the core. Yeah, what are you angry about? Are you actually angry at your child because
your husband?
drinking their water? Or your husband? Someone else that's not your child.
Yeah, someone
Or
the bigger child.
Are you just tired, or are you just hormonal? Are your
Correct.
is your body not in its place, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that helps a lot. Like honestly, I think my mom rage phase is over. Mainly because I've stuck to this few things, which is they are meant to slow me down.
Yes, definitely.
They are also trying their best. You know, we always say parents, we're trying our best. So are the kids.
Yes.
Because sometimes I look at my son,
For
he's just like blinking his eyes and I'm going through a phase and I'm like, I can't do it. This is not right.
Yeah.
This is not fair. He's actually lost and I just need to guide him instead of like pointing him to the direction. So I guide him and walk him.
See, that's one of my fear. Like when my son grows up, I'm just like, you know, I think a lot like sometimes, you know, when I'm alone, you know, I just think like, like when my kid is like your kid's age, you know, like if I have any episode or like, you know, arguments or whatever in the family or whatever, like how will he as a kid see it? Maybe he won't remember, but maybe he'll remember or be traumatized by everything. So I want to avoid this kind of thing. So that's why I'm like telling myself about all this mom rage thing. I mean, they say it's normal, but how do I manage it better? You know?
I think you're doing a good job. I think overall you seem like a very calm and centered person. I watch your videos. I don't stop you. I watch your videos.
I hope to be, yeah.
I watch your videos. I think you're doing a fantastic job. To give yourself the credit it deserves, I give you an A+.
I give you an A+ for being a boy mom of 2 boys.
I love boys. I want more. I want as
Have
many
a
as I
lot
can.
for you.
We're all trying our best. Okay. Thank you everyone for tuning in. That was our episode on mom rage.
Yes.
What it is all about, what causes it, how can we manage it, and the fact that it's quite normal. It happens to the best of us.
All the time.
I'm Isha.
I'm Stacy.
Bye.
Bye.